Hey everybody, it is Rick, and we're going to talk about September reviews week 2. I'm recording this on October 10th. My hair is crazy. Rocking the Halloween shirt because the holiday is upcoming, so you'll see this shirt in the next handful of videos. 5 movies to talk about. We got an HBO Max film, an Amazon Prime movie, a Hulu film, and a couple physical titles to talk about. Let's dive right in and talk about the first thing that we checked out, and that was a movie called 4 Good Days, which was on Hulu. Actually coming out to physical media in the near future. I saw on Blu-ray.com. This movie caught my attention because I was watching, my hair is crazy, I need a haircut. I was watching talk show clips recently on YouTube, and Mila Kunis was on a talk show talking about this movie. It was probably like a few months back that the clip was from. And this recently came out on Hulu at the time of the recording, which is October 10th. I believe this came out on Hulu the beginning of September. So Mila Kunis plays a girl named Molly, who's the daughter of Deb, who's played by Glenn Close. Molly is a heroin addict. She also uses meth. She takes pills. And she has gone to detox 14 times before to try and beat addiction. And this movie talks about her 15th attempt. And she had used right before showing up at her mom's house, which is how the movie starts. She needs to stay clean for 8 days, and they're going to give her, basically, they want to give her an injection that if she uses, she can't get high from it. So the movie is basically about her trying to stay clean for 8 days, and she lives at her mom's house. Her mom has, I believe, remarried since. I think they talk about what happened with the dad, but I honestly don't remember. I'm, a month removed from the movie. But Mila Kunis and Glenn Close both give fantastic performances in the film. They're the primary focus of the movie. Stephen Root plays Glenn Close's second husband, the man she's currently with. My biggest issue with the movie is the ending, honestly. This is one of those occasions where I wish the movie was a bit longer, because it seems like they wrapped it up really quickly to keep it at like a 90 to 100 minute movie, and it probably could have gone 2 hours because the ending just felt so rushed. I wish there was like 15 or 20 more minutes to kind of expand on the ending of the film. For me, the movie probably could have been like as high as a 4.5, but the ending just, it was too thrown together, too convenient of an ending for the film. Definitely a movie I would recommend people check out, one that was really good, and like I said, great performance from Mila Kunis as well as Glenn Close. I gave 4 Good Days a 3.5 out of 5. So definitely one you should check out. Like I said, it is coming to physical media in the very near future when I record this video. So by the time this drops, it should be coming out, I want to say, end of October, beginning of November, if I remember correctly. So the next title we watched was one that RJ had picked out. He said he had wanted to watch this movie, and I said, well, yeah, we can watch this. It's a rewatch for Bridget and I. I believe this is actually the first movie I watched of 2021, if I'm not mistaken, and it is the film Love and Monsters. So I've already talked about this in a video, so I'll keep my thoughts pretty brief. Still a very fun, post-apocalyptic, there's some humor in it, a love story. Dylan O'Brien is the lead actor in the film, but the people who steal the movie, in my opinion, are Michael Rooker and Ariana Greenblatt, who play other survivors that Dylan O'Brien meets along his journey. Just a fun movie. Like I said, RJ was a fan of it. Bridget and I both enjoyed it on a rewatch. I think it's the perfect movie to watch with, like, RJ's 11, so he really loved it. And because it's a mix of humor, the beginning, there was a part I kind of fast forwarded through because he doesn't really need to see it like right in the very beginning of the movie. But other than that, it's just a fun movie, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Love and Monsters, a fun watch for sure. Check it out if you have not done so. You can go back to my January reviews. I probably say the same stuff, especially about Michael Rooker and Ariana Greenblatt. They're the stars of the movie, in my opinion. Next up was a rewatch, a movie I've been wanting to revisit for quite a while, and it is the very hilarious Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I love this movie. A fantastic cast. You have Mila Kunis again, Jason Segel, Russell Brand, Kristen Bell, Jonah Hill in a very funny role. Jack McBrayer has a small part that's very funny in this movie. Why can't I think of his name? Paul Rudd's in this movie. Why am I blanking on whose name I want to come up with? Bill Hader. He's in this movie. It's just a very good cast. Jason Segel is fantastic as Peter, the lead, who is in a relationship with Sarah Marshall. They break up. He finds out Sarah Marshall's dating a musician, Aldous Snow, and silliness ensues. It's a fun, rated R romantic comedy. I believe he wrote this movie and starred in it, if I remember correctly. Segel. Let's see. Yeah, and it's directed by Nicholas Stoller, who did like Neighbors. But yeah, written by Jason Segel, produced by Judd Apatow. Just a very, very, very funny movie. The movie looks beautiful too, as it takes place in Hawaii. So the movie looks absolutely stunning, but it's just a very funny movie. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, just a hilarious R-rated romantic comedy. A 4.5 out of 5 for me. Just a really good time at the movies. And next up, I don't think I shifted my chair, so I wonder how the poster's going to look for 4 Good Days. So I'll shift over a little, because the last 2 movies were HBO Max and Amazon Prime. So the next thing we watched was on HBO Max, and it is James Wan's Malignant. So I went into this movie pretty terrified, because the trailers looked very creepy for the film. James Wan has scared me before with movies, specifically the first Conjuring. There's a particular scene in Insidious that's very terrifying as well. And if you guys know me, you know I don't really like jump scares. They are the most effective scare against Rick, and I get mad when it's a jump scare with something dumb. So basically just a loud sound effect or a cat walking across the piano. Those jump scares just make me angry because they startle me, and then it's something stupid. I like a jump scare to be like a legit creepy thing. So at least I'm scared for a good reason. So wasn't really familiar with any of the actors in this movie and their previous performances, except for Annabelle Wallis, who I've seen in a bunch of things before. Now the movie is pretty wild. It's been described as I almost said it, bat-esque crazy, we'll say. And the movie seriously gave me vibes of like a horror video game, specifically in the third act, and I'll kind of leave it at that. I almost felt like it was like a Resident Evil, Silent Hill situation to an extent. So the movie, it was tough for me to rate it because the beginning is pretty boring. And then the third act just kind of like takes the movie and flips it. But it also like didn't make up for the first hour of the movie, in my opinion. Like I said, I get serious horror video game vibes from the third act of the movie. And I actually felt like the movie became pretty predictable in parts, honestly. I kind of called the ending way before it happened. So I know some people are like, nobody could predict that. I was like, I don't know. I kind of like saw where it was going pretty early, but maybe that's just me. Yeah, I said here I felt like I was ahead of the movie for most of its runtime. Definitely worth a watch, worth checking out, but not a rewatchable movie in my opinion for me. I was torn between a 2.5 and a 3 out of 5 for this movie, and I, according to my paper, ended up at a 3. I really thought I lowered it to a 2.5, so I think it's a 3. I'm going to say 3 out of 5 because that's what's on my paper. I assume that's what I have on Letterboxd. If not, I'll correct myself next to me, but I'm pretty sure it's a 3 out of 5. So the last thing that we watched was a film on Amazon Prime, actually an Amazon Prime exclusive, which doesn't happen too often. And it's a film called Thevoyers. So we had seen this trailer, got serious like Rear Window, 50 Shades of Grey vibes from it. And I expected to either be a fun like thriller film, or I expected it to be awful and it would be fun to make fun of, like 50 Shades of Grey and the 50 Shades franchise. And so this movie, I saw the trailer, was interested. The lead actress is Sydney Sweeney, who I know most from Euphoria. She's also been in other things. I know she's in White Lotus, which I haven't had a chance to watch yet. She's in a Netflix show called, I believe it's Everything Sucks, which I added to my watch list because I want to check out. She plays the lead. Her name is Pippa in the film. And she's in a relationship with, I want to say his name's Justice Smith. He is the kid from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. They're in a relationship. They move into this new apartment. And across the way, there's a guy and a girl who, he has like a photo studio set up in his apartment. And they like start spying on him because him and his girlfriend are always like dressing up. And they're doing, this is an erotic thriller. I should probably explain that. And then he's with other people, and the story progresses. And I want to say I was highly entertained by this movie. It's not a fantastic film. I'm not trying to say that, but it is definitely an interesting film. Twists and turns, stuff I was not expecting. This is a very adult movie. There's language, there's nudity, but also a cool story and just an interesting story, and one I recommend. I've told friends that you should watch this. Like, don't expect an amazing, like, wow, but for an erotic thriller, definitely was intriguing, especially to me. I was entertained. There's some awful dialogue in the movie, but you kind of expect that with a movie like this. But the movie as a whole was sexy, I guess, would be a good way to describe it. And like I said, it had an interesting plot and premise, some cool twists. So I give Thevoyers a 3 out of 5. I recommend checking it out if you're into that kind of movie. If you like the 50 Shades movies and want to see them combined with like Rear Window, because that's the serious vibes I got from this. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for Thevoyers. And that is it, guys. So thank you as always for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought about my reviews. Let me know if you've checked out any of the movies I talked about in this video. Also, be sure to check out the description box down below where you can find links to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, where I rate and review all the movies that I talk about in these videos, as well as my Amazon wishlist, eBay store, Blu-ray.com profile can be found down below, in addition to my email address, P.O. Box. All of that is in the description box, all with links. So, thank you guys for watching. As always, until next time, who's down to movie?